Are you looking for that single video that answers all your questions about how to study, live and work in Australia in 2023? Then, you are at the right place. Here's one comprehensive video to cover everything to know for international students in Australia. See till the end for how to save money, first 15 things to do on arrival and how to get a job in Australia. If you are looking to study abroad as an international student, then Australia is a destination you must seriously consider. Here are 10 awesome reasons to do that, and if you watch till the end of this video, you get to see my favorite reason as a bonus. Hi, my name is Roy and I am a permanent resident in Australia, and I will take you through the top reasons to study here. Reason number 1: world-class education. Its quality world-class education system and universities make Australia a preferred destination for international students. Australia is home to 43 universities, with 6 of them ranking in the top 100. This quality education adds a lot of value in your lives and helps you prepare to launch your careers in any part of the world. Reason number 2: streamlined visa process. In 2016, the Australian Immigration made the process for applying for a student visa much easier by introducing simplified student visa framework for student visa subclass 500. There are some simple requirements that you will need to meet for your application to be approved. I will be uploading a video soon regarding them in a simplified step-by-step manner, and do remember to watch it. Reason number 3: student-friendly environment. Australia is one of the most student-friendly countries in the world. From safety and security perspective, it is unmatched, especially for girl students. From support services to working jobs, wide spectrum of accommodation, entertainment, and public transportation, Australia is ideally structured to welcome students. Reason number 4: vibrant world-class cities. Australian universities are in both rural and urban settings. Wherever you choose to study, you will be able to travel to several neighbouring cities with ease. Each one offers a multitude of unique experiences, from the spectacular Sydney beach scene to the quirky shopping boutiques of Melbourne. Australian cities are well known for their livability and culture. Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, Perth, and Brisbane consistently rank amongst the world's most livable cities. Reason number 5: cultural diversity. Australia is a diverse melting pot of cultures. The sheer number of cultures that abound offers the chance to step outside of your usual comfort zone and experience something new. You always feel a sense of belonging in the multicultural setting. Some of the benefits of living in a multicultural society include wonderful culinary offerings, public international celebrations, and the chance to learn a different language. Wherever you are, you don't feel out of place, as someone from your backyard is always there. Reason number 6: globally recognized education. At reason number 6, is its global recognition. Australian education system is recognized to be amongst the best and contemporary in the world. Its certificates and degrees are globally recognized and respected. Reason number 7: work while studying. From the perspective of students, this is a very compelling reason. International students are allowed to work up to a maximum of 40 hours every 2 weeks while your course is in session, and unrestricted hours during any scheduled course break. Presently, in the aftermath of COVID, there is a relaxation in place to allow international students to work with no restrictions now, but this will soon cease in middle of this year. Some universities and agencies offer internships and work placements to help students gain experience, as well as income. Reason number 8: post-study work. If you truly enjoyed your time studying in Australia, you may be tempted to stay on longer. Australia also offers a temporary graduate visa, subclass 485, that allows many international students to stay in Australia and continue to work after they have graduated. These may be from 2 to 4 years depending upon your course and level. The post-study work duration has recently been increased for certain courses, and I will be covering that in a subsequent video. Reason number 9: attractive migration program. When you come to Australia, you are here to genuinely work towards attainment of your study goals. You are here to study, meaning that you are a genuine temporary entrant (GTE). However, many students may end up to be eligible to apply for Australian Permanent Residence (PR) after their studies, depending on their qualification, skills, experience and demand for that occupation or skills in Australia. Reason number 10: a beautiful country. It's no denying that Australia is beautiful, and that is the reason number 10. You will fall in love with Australia the moment you settle down in your student life here. The natural landscapes, sunshine, beaches, vineyards, countryside, they are all amazingly appealing. Slide 16: my bonus reason: the work-life balance. And my personal favorite reason would be the perfect work-life balance Australians are known for. You will study and work hard, yet find enough to keep yourself busy in an environment that's conducive to encourage your likes, interests, and hobbies, and that pleasure is unmatchable. So, in a nutshell, these are my top 10 reasons to choose Australia as the favorite study destination. Let me know in the comments section what you feel is your top reason to study in Australia. If you are planning to study abroad in Australia and wondering how to apply, then this is the right video for you. This video will be a concise step-by-step process on how to apply for studying in Australia in 10 steps as an international student. Watch till the end, where I will tell you the one mistake you must avoid at all costs if you sincerely want to study abroad. Step 1: choose your course and the university. You must research on the internet what course you want to pursue. Once you have the course narrowed down, search for the universities that are conducting that course. Shortlist your institutions. Try and have 3 universities on your list. Sometimes, because of family or friends, this process may be the other way around. You may look at the city first, then the uni, and thereafter the course. Step 2: check all the requirements. Every course and universities will have certain requirements. These have to be met before you can seriously consider applying for that course. Step 3: work out your budget. This is a very important step, as sometimes it may be a constraining factor for your choice. This is planned in 3 parts. First, the cost of the course, which includes tuition fees and other administrative fees. Next, is the cost of living. This varies from city to city and your standard of living. Sydney and Melbourne have a much higher cost of living. And lastly, your expenses towards preparation, visas and travel. Step 4. Apply for enrollment. This is a very important step. You can apply directly on the institution's website or through an education provider or registered agent. I will certainly advise seeking professional help or guidance from someone who has done that before. Step 5. Receive your offer letter. Once you have applied and the application is uploaded, you receive a reference number. Once screened and on meeting all the criteria, you will receive an offer letter. Step 6. Accept the offer. The next step is to accept the offer. Be diligent and read the letter properly. It will list out all the terms and conditions, especially the financial aspects. Payment of fees and conditions of cancellation must be understood. Step 7. Receive your confirmation of enrollment. Once you accept, the university will send you the confirmation of enrollment. This document is the proof of your candidature being accepted as a student. Step 8. Prepare your visa documents. Although listed here, this process starts much earlier. A number of documents in this list would need to be authenticated or verified. This is where an education provider like the IDP is a big help in getting the process move faster. Yes, you can get it done yourself too. Step 9. Apply for student visa. Once you have all the documents as per the eligibility checklist, you can apply for your student visa. There are certain prerequisites for the student visa eligibility and I will do a video on that soon. Step 10. Receive your visa approval. Congratulations! You are on your way to Australia. If you remember, I mentioned at the beginning of that one big mistake you must avoid in this process. Well, that is, never ever go for a package deal. If you do not have genuine documents, you are bound to be caught and this will debar you for life. Many education providers take no fees from you, because they get a commission from the university. Hence, never pay hefty amounts for package deals ever. Be aware of what docs are being uploaded at all times. Do let me know in the comments section, if there is anything specific you would want me to do a video on, in the future. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel to keep me going and upload more contents for you. If you have already submitted your application to study in Australia and are wondering what are the steps for the student visa subclass 500 application, then you are watching the right video. My name is Roy and I will cover this topic in two parts, the visa conditions and the eligibility check-off list. Part 1. Student visa subclass 500 visa conditions. Once you are granted your student visa, you are expected to adhere to the conditions of student subclass 500 visa. Historically, you are allowed to work up to 40 hours each fortnight when the university is in session for your course. This restriction is presently waived and all international students can work unlimited at the moment, but this waiver will cease on the 30th of June 2023. You can work unlimited during term breaks or official university holidays. You cannot start to work legally until your course commences. You must remain enrolled for a full-time course. You are already aware that your visa is granted only after you have bought an Overseas Student Health Coverage (OSHC) personal health insurance. You have to ensure your OSHC is valid during the entire duration of your study. You are bound to inform your university, college or TAFE institute about your residential address in Australia and report any change at the earliest. This is usually within 7 days. You must maintain satisfactory attendance in your course. You must maintain satisfactory course progress for each study period as required by your university. This basically means that you must not lag behind in your progress. You must not involve in any activity that is disruptive or threatening to the Australian community. And lastly, you must continue to satisfy the criteria requirements of the grant of the visa, including your financial capacity to sustain yourself during the period of your study and stay. It is very important to understand that any infringement of deviation from the conditions that are mentioned in your student visa grant letter will result in your visa cancellation and likely deportation to your parent country. Having seen the Student SC 500 visa conditions, let us now see what entails the eligibility criteria for the grant of student visa. Part 2 Student Visa Eligibility Check-off List. Before you apply for the visa, these are the prerequisites. 1. Personal documents. These include your passport, birth certificate, national identity card if applicable, transcripts, driver's license, etc. 2. Overseas students' health coverage. You must avail of a OSHC insurance plan prior to applying for the visa. 3. Genuine Temporary Entrant (GTE). This I had mentioned in my first video too. You must provide enough evidence by means of a personal statement that you are genuinely intending to study and improve your skills and knowledge and will return back to your parent country. Australian immigration is very concerned that students use education as a way to stay in Australia. 4. Financial capacity. This is another important check. You must provide enough evidence of availability of funds to cover your travel, course fees, insurance and cost of living for at least 2 years. 5. Health requirements. You must be ready to undergo a medical examination for the student visa. 6. Enrollment in a registered training course. You must possess the confirmation of enrollment of an Australian institution with a CRICOS registration. 7. Character requirements. You must be able to provide a police clearance certificate (PCC) for assessing your character. 8. English proficiency. You must have a valid English proficiency test result from either TEFL, private or IELTS. 9. Welfare arrangement for under 18. If you are under 18, which is possible if you are enrolled in an undergrad course, you must provide evidence for a welfare arrangement including accommodation in Australia. 10. Family arrangements. If you are bringing your family members with you on your student visa, then you must provide evidence of enough funds to support their living during your stay in Australia. If you have any specific questions, please enter them in the comments section and I will be sure to reply to them. Studying in Australia and wondering how not to break the bank. Here is a likely monthly budget for living while studying in Australia, and watch till the end to see how to cut costs. Here's a breakdown of the monthly expenses for an international student. Accommodation, $600 to $1,200. Rent depends upon whether you share a room or live in a student apartment or homestay. Utilities, electricity, gas, water, internet, $50 to $100. Food. Groceries, $200 to $350. Eating out, $100 to $200 once or twice a week. Public transportation, bus, train, tram, $50 to $100. Entertainment, $50 to $100. These would include movies, cultural events, sports activities, etc. Mobile phone and internet plans, $50 Australian to $100. Miscellaneous expenses, $50 Australian to $75 Australian. These include various subscriptions, hairdresser, office works, medicines etc. Books, stationery, and study materials, $50 Australian to $100 Australian. Health insurance, $100 Australian to $200 Australian. If you have a car, then there is an additional expense of $150 Australian each month for fuel and insurance. Please note that these are rough estimates and your actual expenses may be higher or lower depending on your individual needs and circumstances. I believe that this would total to an average of about $1,500 Australian for regional Australia, and $2,000 Australian for Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane. Please do see my playlist at the info button on top. And subscribe to my channel. Let's now see how to cut our costs. Here are the top 10 saving tips for international students in Australia. 1. Plan your budget. Creating a budget plan is the first step to managing your finances effectively as an international student in Australia. Start by listing all of your monthly expenses, including rent, food, transportation, entertainment, and other essentials. This will help you understand where your money is going and identify areas where you can reduce expenses. Once you have a good understanding of your expenses, you can set a budget for each category to ensure you are saving money and living within your means. 2. Find affordable accommodation. Housing is often one of the biggest expenses for international students in Australia, so it's important to find a place that is affordable and within your budget. Consider sharing a room or apartment with other students to reduce the cost of rent. Another option is to live in a student housing complex or homestay, which can be less expensive than living in a hotel or on your own. When searching for housing, make sure to compare prices and amenities to find the best deal. 3. Cook your own meals. Eating out can be expensive, especially in Australia, where restaurant prices can be high. To save money, try to cook your own meals as much as possible. This not only saves you money but also gives you the opportunity to try new recipes and learn about different cultures. Consider purchasing groceries in bulk to save money, and look for sales and discounts on food items. Never buy groceries on an empty stomach. You will end up buying more. 4. Take advantage of student discounts. Many businesses in Australia offer discounts to students, so make sure to ask about them when making purchases. From movie theaters to clothing stores, student discounts can add up and help you save money. You may also be eligible for discounts on public transportation and other services, so be sure to research and take advantage of these opportunities. 5. Use public transportation. Taking a taxi or driving a car can be expensive in Australia, especially if you're a student on a tight budget. Instead, consider using public transportation, such as buses, trains, and trams. Public transportation is often less expensive and more convenient, and it can save you money on gas and other car-related expenses. 6. Avoid impulse purchases. Impulse purchases can quickly add up and blow your budget. To avoid overspending, try to resist the urge to buy things on a whim. Instead, make a list of the things you need and stick to it when shopping. You can also set aside a small amount of money each month for discretionary spending to avoid overspending. 7. Use cash instead of credit cards. Credit cards can be convenient, but they can also lead to overspending and debt. To avoid this, try to use cash instead of credit cards when making purchases. Using cash helps you stay within your budget and avoid overspending, and it also helps you keep better track of your expenses. 8. Shop for deals and sales. When shopping for groceries and other essentials, look for sales and discounts to save money. Consider shopping at discount stores or bulk retailers, and look for coupons and other promotions to help you save even more. By shopping for deals, you can reduce your expenses and stretch your budget further. 9. Avoid excessive partying. Going out and partying can be a significant expense for international students in Australia. While it's okay to treat yourself from time to time, try to limit these activities to save money. Instead, consider having friends over for dinner or spending time in parks or other free public spaces. By avoiding excessive partying, you can save money and still have fun. 10. Work part-time. If possible, consider working part-time to earn additional income. Remember to work within your stipulated visa condition of 40 hours per fortnight or as stated. Do let me know on the comment section how much do you spend each month. If you felt that this video was of some use to you, then do press the subscribe button.
Are you organized, or do you find everything piling up and drowning you? If you follow these basic points, it will be smooth sailing for you. As soon as you arrive in Australia, these are the first 15 things to do, and the most important one is the 15th one. 1. Use airport Wi-Fi to call up home and inform parents, family that you are well. 2. Buy a mobile SIM card. 3. Proceed to your accommodation and check in. 4. Report to your university, college, school and register yourself. 5. Open your bank account or make it active if already opened offshore. 6. Exchange currency to Australian dollars if you are not carrying already. 7. Stock up groceries with essentials like bread, milk, veggies for 3 days. 8. Apply for tax file number, TFN, or ABN as the case may be. 9. Prepare or update your resume and cover letter. 10. Look for casual or part-time jobs. 11. Get a Myki card, if in Melbourne, or similar public transportation card for your city. 12. Explore your city and familiarize yourself with the public transportation system and your neighborhood. 13. Look for accommodation where you will stay for a longer duration and let everyone know your address. 14. Attend orientation week or O week without fail. It will help you settle down quickly in your uni. 15. This is my favorite tip. Choose the days of the week you want to attend uni and freeze your timetable. This will give you clarity on which days you can work or devote to yourself. Those are the first 15 things to do on arrival in Australia.
Work in Australia as an international student in 2023 tips, jobs and requirements. You have successfully reached Australia, but you want to gain experience and reduce your costs, so naturally you will ask this question. Can I work in Australia as an international student? Of course you can, but not before your course commences. In Part 1, we will look at certain tips for finding jobs in Australia while studying. In the second half of this video we will cover the popular and high-demand casual or part-time jobs for overseas students. And in the third part, we will look at certain requirements to secure a job. Do remember, if you decide to work before the start of your course, you might end up getting in trouble for visa condition violations. Finding a job as an international student in Australia can be challenging. But with a little effort and some helpful tips, you can increase your chances of securing a job and getting the most out of your study abroad experience. Part 1. Here are some tips on how to find a job as an international student in Australia. Start early. It's best to start your job search as soon as you arrive in Australia, as it can take some time to find a job that meets your needs and requirements. Network. Networking is a powerful tool for finding job opportunities. Attend events, join clubs, and talk to your classmates, professors, and alumni. If possible, have a list of friends or friend of friend from back home and get in touch even before you arrive. Utilize online resources including job websites. There are many online resources that can help you find job opportunities in Australia, such as LinkedIn, Indeed, Aduna, Student Job Board, Seek, and Gumtree. Door knocking. Websites of retail businesses. Popular Australian businesses like Coles, Aldi, Myers and Woolworths advertise jobs on their own websites. Similarly for McDonald's. The traditional way of handing over one's resume by hand is still a way of getting things done. Hand over your resume or CV to shopkeepers, retails, hospitality establishments. Recruitment agency. Dedicated agencies like Spotless, Michael Page or Sidekicker can be a big help in finding jobs. Look for part-time jobs on campus. Many universities in Australia have on-campus employment opportunities for international students, such as tutoring or working at the library. Check for government-sponsored programs. The Australian government offers a number of programs for international students looking for work, including the Work and Holiday Visa Program and the Seasonal Worker Program. Consider internships and volunteering. Internships and volunteering can provide valuable work experience and help you build your network in Australia. Tailor your resume and cover letter. Make sure your resume and cover letter are tailored to the job you are applying for and highlight your relevant skills and experience. Practice your interview skills. Prepare for job interviews by researching the company and practicing your responses to common interview questions. Be flexible. Be open to different types of jobs, industries, and working hours, as this will increase your chances of finding a job. Stay positive. Finding a job as an international student in Australia can be challenging, but it is important to stay positive and motivated throughout your job search. Part 2. What jobs can you do? Jobs in Australia are either casual, part-time or full-time permanent. Casual per hour rate is the maximum and is good for students. I will be doing a video later explaining all three. Food delivery drivers, Uber Eats and similar. You can sign on their mobile app or website. You would need a bike or a car depending upon what you sign for. You can earn up to 26 Australian dollars per hour in some places. You must have an ABN card and may work 3 to 4 hour shifts. Hotel, apartment receptionists. Receptionists are required not only in hotels but also in apartments and student accommodations besides other corporate building. The pay is based on experience and age. You can earn between 29 Australian dollars to 35 Australian dollars each hour. University representatives. Uni representatives earn as much as $35 to $42 each hour. They do a 9-to-5 job in the uni itself and look after orientation, international student teams, outreach programs and marketing. Baristas. This is a popular job for students. You need to do a barista course where you learn to make coffee. This course costs about $100 to $150 for the beginner's level. The advanced level course can be completed in a week and you can expect to be paid about $30 per hour. Waiters. This is another job that is in great demand. You can expect to earn $30 and more easily. You need to have good communication skills and balance. Bartenders. Bartenders need to complete the RSA Responsible Service of Alcohol course, which cost about $50 at the most. It helps you with the skills and knowledge you require to serve alcohol responsibly. You can expect $30 each hour and much more on Saturdays and Sundays. Security. Security is required everywhere, be it pubs, restaurants, retail shops, housing, hospital or convention centers. You have to complete the Certificate 2 license course and take the test. This costs $1,500 for both. Once qualified, you can expect a pay of $28 to $32 each hour. This is doubled for Sundays. Forklift operators. You have to do a month's training to qualify the forklift license. You would also need an Australian driving license. You can easily expect to be paid $30 to $40 each hour. Construction jobs. You can expect to make $28 to $32 per hour. You need to have a white card which costs about $100 to $150, and this course teaches you skills and knowledge about how to identify hazards at workplace. Truck drivers. Not a preferred option, but if you have an Australian driving license you can drive any vehicle less than 3 tons, and for more heavier vehicle you need to a truck HR license. You may be paid almost $65 to $70 per hour, but I am not sure how will you sustain your studies side by side, as this is a very demanding job. Kitchen assistants. They are required for assisting in the kitchen and are paid $25 to $28 each hour. Cleaners. Some students also take up cleaning jobs and are paid $22 to $25 each hour. Tour guides is a fun job for those with interest in arts and history and can earn you up to $30 each hour. Shop assistants. Shop assistants is another cool job with earnings of about $22 to $30 with more loading during the weekends. Retail merchandise demonstrators are usually seen in larger retail shops like Woolworths, where I did this for 6 months, demonstrating new products. You can earn up to $25 each hour. Event workers are required in all cultural, academic, musical and sporting events for various kinds of roles and are paid between $22 to $25. Tradesmen need to have a white card and are very well paid and could possibly make up to $40 each hour depending on their skills. Babysitters are also in good demand and can earn $22 to $25 per hour. It helps if you have working with children clearance. Office administrative assistant are a great way to learn about how Australian business works. They give the experience of the work culture, and if you are lucky you may get a job closer to your specialisation. You may expect to earn $22 to $30 per hour. Customer service representative are always in demand and get about $25 each hour. Retail workers is the easiest and most available job for students. They earn from $22 to $25 per hour. Social media managers are now a new breed which earns very well and may possibly earn up to $30 each hour. And finally, what do you need to apply for these jobs? Part 3. Valid visa. You can only work legally in Australia if you have a valid student visa. Also, make sure to abide by the rules and conditions of the visa as set out by the Immigration Department. TFN or ABN. You must get a tax file number (TFN) before you start working. This is a 9-digit number that identifies you as a taxpayer in Australia. Every employee will have a TFN. Some employers may require you to work as a contractor, or you may be a freelancer. Australian Business Number (ABN) for that. You will also need this if you start your own business or even become a delivery agent. Cover letter. Some jobs may require you to apply with a cover letter. A cover letter is a document that is sent to employers along with a resume to provide additional information on your experience and skills. Resume. You will need an Australian-style resume for applying for jobs. A resume is a document that summarizes your work experience, education, skills and achievement for your employer. Bank account. Most employers will usually pay your salary in your bank account. You can open an account even before you reach Australia. That in a nutshell was how to find a job, what jobs to do and how much do you earn, and the essential requirements in Australia. As mentioned earlier, finding a job as an international student in Australia requires patience, persistence, and a proactive approach. By utilizing the tips and resources outlined above, you can increase your chances of finding a job that meets your needs and helps you make the most of your study abroad experience. If this video gave you an overview of how to study, live and work in Australia, then do press the like, share and subscribe buttons. And watch our other videos.